Hozel Rocket right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. Brady Tinker with 16-year PGA Tour veteran Joel Edwards, winner on the PGA Tour, and this week working hard out here at Las Colinas Country Club with a very good young player, and Steve Winningham also with us as well. Stevie, good morning.
Morning.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. See that you brought the cold weather over.
Yeah. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. If you want to be a part of what we're doing today, we are on location for our first time. Thrilled to be out here. We are at the ladies tournament at the Las Colinas Country Club, Volunteers of America Texas Shootout, presented by JTBC in Irving. We got free tickets, by the way, if any of you would like to come out. I know it's a cool morning, but it's going to be a pretty day. And the leaderboard is bunched. So it is going to be a shootout today at the Volunteer of America Texas Shootout. So I have tickets. So if you want them, we will leave them at will call for you, 855-787-1033. Call in, give us your name, and we will put your name on them. We got about 25 tickets here. So if you're interested, if you want to bring the family out, if you want to bring the kids out, whatever you want to do, these girls are amazing. I'll tell you that. These girls are amazing. How well they hit it, how well they are playing in these kind of conditions, how well they putted it is amazing stuff. If you want to jump in, text as well, ESPN, begin with ESPN and then 64636. Again, the phone number is 855-787-1033. Joel, good morning, buddy. How you doing?
What?
You've been working hard.
Yeah.
Joel has been working hard all week since Monday. Am I accurate? You were caddying.
Yes.
Yep. What's your player? Who's your player?
Annie Park.
Annie Park, right?
Yeah.
American from New York.
From New York,
Yep.
yeah.
Went to school at USC.
USC.
Made the cut. You guys made the cut.
She did,
You're
yes.
top 15 at this point. I'll look it up.
14.
Right?
She's type 14.
I think she
we're
could do really a lot better with that.
no, it's not true.
Yeah,
I know
I
that's
think
the
so.
self-deprecating side of you,
Well,
but not true.
Lost a lot of shots.
So we are going to talk about the Volunteer of America Texas Shootout. The ladies are in town. We got to play, Steve and I and my son Jake, and another very cool gentleman got to play in the Pro-Am on Wednesday, so we will tell you a little bit about that. That's a first for me, at least in the format that they did it, where people got announced on the first tee, and there were people all around. I played in Pro-Ams in years past with the Byron, but there were so many of us, and we were on the second course all the time, and it just wasn't quite this formal. This was very formal, very cool.
They announced you guys?
No, they didn't, but I thought they were going to. As a matter of fact, ask me about that, because I have a funny story about that too. They announced the ladies.
I wasn't announced.
They announced the ladies. We'll also talk a little bit about the Zurich Classic, which is going on in New Orleans. Jordan Spieth doing well, Kelly Craft doing well, local guys doing well, so we'll catch up with that tournament as well. But we're going to spend a bunch of this show today talking about all the different ways that we've been involved with this tournament out here at Las Colinas Country Club, how cool it is, the experience to be able to be here, to play in the Pro-Ams, to be able to walk around and get to know the ladies, get to know the caddies. This has been very interesting. Joel has caddied all week for Annie Park, which I find very interesting. A 16-year PGA Tour on the bag of an LPGA woman has to be a huge advantage for her, has to be. I imagine she thinks so. So I'm interested in talking about all that. Let's catch up first of all with the Zurich Classic. Jordan Spieth and Ryan Palmer, a couple of Texas boys, 4 or 5 shots off the lead as they begin today. When this event was going on, when you were playing, it wasn't this team type event, was it?
No, it was just the New Orleans Classic down in, it used to be the English Turn. That's how long ago I played.
Okay.
But I held the course record there.
Did you really? What'd you shoot? What was the score?
64.
4.
And then it held for 10 years.
That's a long time.
And then,
Okay, I'm sorry. So you said that Annie would have got 4 better shots if you weren't on the bag, and now we're talking about a course record that you heard for not 1 month, not 1 week, 10 years of holding any course record.
Anyway.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, I'm impressed with myself. But anyway, and so I was out there 10 years later, and a friend of mine shot 63
Okay.
that day. Well, and he was walking up to me, teasing me about it. Not even 20 minutes later, I lost ball shot 62.
Oh, nice.
So it was really fun. So
Yeah,
I said,
that
I
is-
held mine for 10 years, you held yours for
10 minutes. There you go. Absolutely.
Perspectives are a little different here.
Would you have played this tournament in a team format
Sure.
like this? Is this?
New Orleans?
Does,
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Red beans and rice, man.
All right. So you're talking about the town.
Yeah, I'm such a
being,
foodie.
And being in the city. What about? Is it a nice break from what you normally do to be able to play with a teammate?
Yeah,
Because there are FedEx points here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when I played it, They had it was at the end of the year, and they had a tournament like that. And I used to play with Nolan. We played every year. Finished well playing. They don't do that anymore. Obviously now it's FedEx points, and I think Nolan and I probably would have played, had a good chance. It's a different aspect when you have a partner.
Well, they played alternate shot, so they
I mean, that's
played.
impressive.
It's 4-ball,
Cool.
first and fourth or first and third day.
It's really cool. That's what ours
And
was.
alternate shot is not easy.
No, it's not.
Alternate shot is a completely different world. If you ever get asked to play an alternate shot game, I recommend that you do it, but be ready for a completely different feeling, because not only are you worried about how you're going to play, you're worried about where to leave your partner, what your partner wants to happen, what your partner's going to think.
Now, Joe wouldn't.
It's
He
much
would
different.
He would just blue foul me. So
Yeah.
you would just have to play with the ball in.
Well, he hits us straight, so it wouldn't be that big a deal. But
So, Joe, I got a question. So, as this new format, everybody's competing. Women, the women's tour, seniors tour, everybody's trying to get a tournament. The golf is, I would say, pretty high with sponsors. Is this we're going to see going forward? We're going to see like an alternate format to try to draw that tournament to become a fixture that something want to do in the off cycle or something like that.
is this a move of desperation by this
Exactly.
It
tournament?
might be, it might be.
Because of where it sits.
It might be because it's it's right before the TPC.
Yep.
It's they're trying to entice them to come.
Right, exactly.
No, I don't see that happening. I mean, I could be very well wrong. I just don't see a number of these things happening. Because guys aren't going to like it. I'm just telling you right now. They like 1 week of it, and then they like the Ryder Cup and they like President's Cup. Other than that, they don't like it.
I just wonder because, like Brady said, you get Ryder Cup points. So if it's kind of an off week, and then they do something like this where there's two of you or something like that, and you get points as a player, that much always is looking at the points.
You're playing with your buddy.
Would this be interested to come play with your buddy in an off cycle?
Pretty well, it's basically playing practice round with your buddy. I mean, the tournament's more important than that. But what I'm saying is that Jordan and Ryan probably play a lot of practice rounds together anyway. So they know each other's game. They're buddies. They eat dinner together. They hang out together. So it's like they're getting to play golf 4 days, just having fun. So it's pressure, but it's also fun.
Okay.
But I don't see it happening no.
We will be keeping an eye on Jordan and Ryan Palmer, rooting for our Texas guys, no doubt about it. Let's talk. We're going to talk a lot today about this ladies' tournament because we're here, because we're big fans of Las Colinas Country Club, of the LPGA, because we've been treated like gold out here. It's just been an amazing setting. This golf course is beautiful, impressive. The greens are fast. It's in perfect condition. If you ever get a chance to play Las Colinas Country Club, or if you're looking to join a country club, this is unsolicited. This is just me saying, man, this is the place to be. And if you join here, you're part of Club Corps, which has 12 or 13 other courses which you can play, basically in the Metroplex area. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for a place to play. If you want to see what it's like, come on out. I got tickets for you right here in my hand, 855-787-1033. Give Sod your name. We will leave them at will call today, and you can come out and watch the ladies play. I got plenty of tickets. So if you'd like to do that, 855-787-1033. How has your, and we're going to get into this more in the next segment, are you enjoying the week so far, and how tired are you? I mean, you're kind of an old man. So you're on the bag, making the reads, and you have the pressure of trying to do everything right for someone else.
Actually, the bag's on.
Yeah, kind of eating you.
Yeah, trying to figure out how to say that.
So the real question is, do you put less stuff in your bag for your caddy when you go back?
Yeah,
that's a good
like
question.
all she does is hit straight. You only need two balls.
I'm really glad you brought that up.
One ball and a just-in-case ball.
Everybody, no. Annie has anyway.
Let's get to that.
How
many balls are in the bag?
She's only got like 6.
Okay, that's what I figured.
That's no problem. When I played golf on the tour and stuff, you can ask any of my caddies. I took everything out because I didn't want to carry it. So if I don't want to carry it, why would?
Well, that's very considerate.
Annie's not from that school, so I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying it's
You're just being candid.
It's
the damn bag's heavy. Yeah, does she really need her galoshes?
Is it gonna rain today?
Yeah.
I mean, there's any chance? No.
Is there a reason she needs that?
There's an umbrella there.
She need that fur thing in there?
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean,
that's the way it goes.
You just, I don't really notice it that much, and it's really not that bad. So no, I mean, I had the lightest bag that I've ever owned the tour. I had nothing in there, nothing. I mean, I did have. I'm kind of goofy. I have to have 10 golf balls, and everything else I have 1 glove. And
there's a lot of amateurs out there saying, "Yeah, me too."
Yeah, well,
they play with all 10 that round.
I'll tell you what's something about about Pudge, though. Pudge has got like 80 balls.
We are going to talk about Pudge today as well.
He's got like 80 balls.
He played in the Pro-Am, and
And
Joel, the caddy for the week, caddied for Pudge in the Pro-Am. So we're going to talk about that a little bit as well.
Well, he can't.
So you'll
he
hear
can't
about
stand
Pudge,
to play in a
Pudge
Pro-Am
Rodriguez.
without me caddying for him.
Makes sense.
Isn't
Makes
that
sense.
nice?
He can't stand it. And I just
It's not a bad call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's like, come on. You're in the Hall of Fame. Grow up.
Yeah.
You're okay. You can handle anybody. But no.
Yeah.
Well,
Do I feel honored?
You've got to be a security blanket.
Exactly.
Too.
If you tell me that
I watched him
I'm
hit
not
the
gonna
ball in the
answer.
range. He hits the ball beautifully, and I understand a lot of
For a
that
catcher,
was,
he's
one,
pretty
he's
good.
got pretty good athletic ability, but two, you've been helping him for how long?
A couple years now.
A couple of years.
He was an 18, now he's about a
I
5.
promise you, by the way, you can get a lesson from Joel Edwards at Las Colinas Country Club anytime you want. Call out here, and if you want help, I promise you, it's amazing the things that you see and the immediate things you can say. Just do this.
Swing whisperer.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, you're listening to the Hozel Rocket. We're glad you are. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. It is a little cold, so if you're at home getting ready to head out, I think the high today is only supposed to be about 65. The wind's going to blow 25. And if you're the hardy sort, which we believe in and we root you on, then those little long johns would be nice.
Yes.
That Under Armour tight stuff, windbreaker, that type of thing are probably a good idea. But I recommend you play golf always, and we will have from crappy to happy in the final segment. A couple of thoughts for you as you head out today. First of all, in setting your expectations of what you might be able to do or not do today on a terrible, tough, windy day. Not to mention it's a little bit cold. Joel's going to tell a story about how Annie Park handled some tough goes through the week and how she was impressed, and maybe that will also resonate a little bit with you. And then we will certainly talk in the next segment. Lexi Thompson is here. And if you're not keeping up that much with the LPGA, you are probably aware that Lexi got assessed a 4-stroke penalty a couple of weeks ago that cost her a tournament.
Major.
A major. And so she had not talked about that, but we were lucky enough to sit in front of her and have her talk about that while she was here this week, Wednesday, on Pro-Am Day. She got very emotional talking about it, talking about just all of it. So we will let you hear some of that. We will talk about that. There has the LPGA, or the USGA, and the R&G has immediately responded, and now there are some changes in the rules as far as people being able to call in and have an effect on a golf tournament.
That's awesome.
Men's, women's, whatever it is. So that is good. On the other hand, we'll read you what the rules are, what the changes are, and is it enough? We will talk about that as well. So lots of great things to talk about. We're going to be all over the place. We will give you some tips. Hopefully we'll have some fun. You'll hear a lot from 16-year PGA Tour winner Joel Edwards when we return right here on the Hozel Rocket on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial.
You got to tell us about Annie's dog, Joe.
Yeah, the dog.
Did you get that text?
And welcome back, everybody, to the Hozel Rocket. Let's talk golf on this fine Sunday morning. Brady Tinker sitting alongside Joel Edwards and Steve Winningham. We are at Las Colinas Country Club in Irving, Texas. If you've never been here, get your butt out here. I got tickets for you. Johnny, you called in and asked for a ticket. It will be at Will Call, waiting with your name on it. All right, so get to Will Call out here in Irving. I already got your name on the back of the ticket, and it's ready. Any of you who'd like to come out, I got more tickets. 855-787-1033. Or you can text in, begin with ESPN, and then 64636 right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. I'm Brady Tinker, back, and we are going to have a very conversational show. Lexi Thompson got penalized what ended up being 4 shots a couple of weeks ago in a major golf tournament, and essentially she had a great chance to win. I'm not going to say she would have won, but she was certainly in the driver's seat to win a major. Played a wonderful week of golf, and the day after, somebody on TV, if you haven't seen this, it's all over the video. It's all over, YouTube or wherever you want to go. Just Lexi Thompson.
Seen this, you're not already.
Yeah, Lexi. Well, whatever. People are busy. Give them a break. I hadn't seen this until this morning. I'd certainly heard plenty about it, but I had not seen all this till this morning.
How's the South Pole?
Yeah, it's cold. But anyway, Lexi Thompson finally talked to us in the media on Wednesday out here on Pro-Am Day and got very emotional. Again, it brought up nothing but bad thoughts and memories about a golf tournament she should have won. And so she talked about it. So Lexi Thompson, publicly speaking on Wednesday, had these things to say. Saad, whenever you're ready.
How long?
All right, she handled that pretty well. She really did, and overall, I'm with you. You start. You're the PGA Tour guy. Your thoughts, first of all, for those of you who haven't seen it, she's remarking her golf ball on what essentially is, for any of us, a tap in. It's a foot putt, okay? So, because when I first heard about it, I'm like, okay, I'm aware, because I play in some low-level money games. I'm aware of people marking their ball a hair to the left or a hair to the right because you got a spike mark, you got a blemish in the green, and it is hard to discern and call anyone out for it. And Mickelson has come out, and we don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but Mickelson has come out and said, hey, I can name you 10 guys that I play with who mark it 3 inches forward, 3 inches to the right, 3 inches to the left, trying to improve their opportunities on a hole. This is the PGA. So I initially did not have a great deal of sympathy for her until I saw it. It's a foot-long putt. She was trying to get out of the way. She has a certain way of marking her ball, and that can open up a whole nother conversation with lines and or dots on the ball and how you want to place them and get them lined up. Old school guys like Nicholas have a problem with that as well. Your thoughts on what happened and what we should do about this?
It's horrible. There's no advantage to what's. I don't know. I got so mad when I heard about it. I said, first of all, for the idiot to call in, can you imagine him being on the coach? I got her.
Yeah.
That's my job is to get her. I got somebody. I'm famous now. Good for you, buddy. And who called in and trying to figure something out. Of like, are they that made to the stickler?
Do you have an imitation if it was a woman that called in, by the way?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
You want me to do that?
Yeah, please.
No.
It was a woman that called in.
as a player, Joe, you played on 2 tours, plus junior. How do the players actually think in the locker room?
They don't. They know it was unintentional. They know it. Good grief. I mean, it's a foot putt. She's on the side. She's trying to mark it to get out of the way. She doesn't want to have to remove it and move it for the other girl to putt. So she marks it.
So obviously you know the rules. We're playing on.
She knows the rules, for crying out loud.
3 of us are playing on tour. If I correct me if I'm right, the rules are supposed to be Brady and I are supposed to keep the field honest by keeping you honest.
Right.
So Susan Patterson standing a foot away, the field representative, and sees that. Does anyone in the locker room on 2 tours call that?
No.
Do they say anything to her
No.
about it?
Did they say anything?
No. Well, it depends. I mean, if you're staring that close, you need another light.
Well, Susan Patterson's gonna make her putt.
I understand, but you need another light. If you're staring at her 1 foot putt to see where she marks it, you need another job, because for crying out loud. I mean, and for some guy, I'm sure it was a guy. Maybe it was good. I don't know. But
It was bad. I was waiting for that. There you go.
I don't know.
Not bad.
Not in New York. It wasn't in New York.
Not bad.
No, but if they did call in and say, "Ooh, look at that! Ooh, I can get her now." I mean, oh my God, can you imagine being that idiot? And I don't mind saying idiot on social media, on the radio, whatever. He's an idiot. I mean, come on.
So as a player, what is your guys' fix? Just keep it going as
If
it
it's
is. We don't need a rule
no,
to
if
fix
it's
it.
blatant, you're going to call it. And I've seen some blatant things.
And have you seen anything like this
Yes.
called on tour?
Yes.
You have, or heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah. But on something like that, I'm never going to say anything because I'm not going to pay attention that much. I could care less. It's a foot. I mean, if he's up there marking it kind of certain, like this, I'm going to pay attention. But it's not going to be the first time he's doing that.
Okay, that's the act. What about the day after you sign the card
That's
and getting in
impossible.
trouble?
It's too bad.
Yeah, that's the other
It's
part
too
of it.
bad.
Sorry, so it
shouldn't be done in the first
Lexi
place.
incurred a
People
2-shot
calling in.
penalty on Saturday, the first major of their season, for replacing her ball in the wrong spot. If you see the video, what you will see, what they were able to tell was she put it down. When she put it down, she put a coin behind it. You could not see the coin. When she put it back down from the same television angle, you could see the coin.
Part of the coin.
Part of the coin. So whether it moved a half an inch, probably had to have moved
matter.
whatever, at least an inch. She also said part of it was she has a dot on the back of her ball, so she's trying to get the dot up so she can see the dot.
You're
Again,
looking sideways.
Again.
You're looking sideways. Your eyes. I don't care.
Right.
This is a scientific.
Anyone who's ever played golf knows when you're
This is a
behind it and you're
scientist
looking at it, it's one thing. When you're over it, there's actually a term for it. I wish I knew what it
I
was.
don't either. But I
Somebody's-
know when you're looking at the side, your eyes tilt. You cannot help it. It's just the way your eyes look. And if you train yourself to putt, you're going to putt on a straight line. If your head is cockeyed a little bit, your eyes are pointing to the right. So when she's marking that ball, she's looking up. Her eyes. I mean, it's such an unbelievable, stupid.
So it sounds like there's three parts to it. You're focusing in on the act.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm a rules official, rule volunteer, and I see something else. You sign the card, go home, eat dinner.
It's done. It's over.
How does the locker room feel about the fact that she got 2 strokes for signing something that she didn't do intentionally? Are you guys fine with that, or do you guys want that changed?
No, they're fine.
Yeah, it's a total of 4 shots.
That's in the history of golf.
And the biggest problem for me is that it took a day. And it took more than a day because she went out on Sunday playing for a major win to jump in the damn pond and put her name on a major trophy. And on the 12th hole on Sunday, rules officials came to her and said they had made this decision. So she's 12 holes in on a final round trying to win a major, and they're explaining this to her. Yeah, and they end up trying to explain it to her as best they can. And by the way, it's a 4-shot penalty.
In other words, some idiot was on TV.
Yep.
Had it sitting there looking at it, where his coffee and his whatever magazine he's got in front of him, and that was a pun intended. But anyway, so he's sitting there and he's looking at the show and going, "Ooh, look at that!" She was smart. I'm going to call in because I've got nothing else in my life to do. Because I'm never going to be a tour player. I'm never going to do this, so I'm going to act like an idiot to make myself feel important. Makes one call and changes someone's life, for a week.
What other sport can that happen?
It can happen.
Can it happen in
In
amateur?
fact, if
No.
it did,
No. There's no
that
other
person would
sport
get the,
this
beat out of it.
Can it happen in the amateur?
Major League Baseball,
No.
the NFL,
Girls?
No.
the
But happens
NBA
on
are all
It
using
shouldn't have happened.
instant replay and are all using all kinds of this thing. This is the only sport that this can happen in.
You cannot call in
And,
anymore.
yeah,
Stop doing it.
yeah.
Call into
So-
me and yell
So
at me.
here's what happened.
So out of the 3
Since
things,
then,
Brady,
golf's governing bodies went into overdrive, announcing on Tuesday's immediate rule changes. Immediate rule changes. One decision limits video reviews and ensures players are not punished for breaches that could, quote, not reasonably have been seen with the naked eye. The other allows players to employ reasonable judgment. Now, this is in determining, and Tiger's been called out for this, I've seen players be called out for this, where your ball crossed and went into a hazard as to then where you dropped the ball. That is certainly subject to some level of there's a mistake. Mistakes are going to
But
get
what about-
made. You see it, and as far as you guys hit it, it flew 267 yards from here and went over the water where? That's pretty tough.
Right. But
so
how about
you're,
the guys that aren't on TV? I being one of those guys playing early. Okay, that aren't on TV, and I got 3 guys with me, or 2 guys with me, and got 3 caddies, a scorekeeper,
this is a
and they're
very
sitting
good
there,
point.
and I'm not on TV earlier in the day, and I shrimp boated into the water, and I'm going, okay, guys, where did that go in? And we miss it by a yard. Well, then later on in the afternoon, the guy that's leading the tournament shrimp boats one and gets up there, and and he starts to drop, and he goes, oh, no. You went over, Johnny Miller or whoever's on TV said, no, it went over here. You're screwed. You need to drop it over here, and let him drop it first. You see what I'm trying to get at? They'll let him drop it first, hit his shot, and go, oh, he didn't do that. No. Let's get him here. As far as I'm concerned, those people need another life.
So with the corrective of being a day,
Yeah.
wouldn't you feel better that at the end of the round, when your 2 competitors, the rules official, the score lady, and you all say your ball crossed here, and
It
your
should
foot,
end right
it
there.
should end there.
Right
not
there.
Let's
a day later.
also lay it out for everybody who's watching. How many people are with a group, with you guys, with you gals, that could have seen this and or said something about it? Okay, so when the gals are out there, or when you guys are out there, you got foursomes most of the time. Sometimes threesomes. Okay, you got threesomes.
You got 3 players, 3
Okay.
caddies. There's 6.
3 players, 3 caddies.
You have a sign bearer.
Oh, okay.
Let me do my way in. You got a kind of like a, I don't know.
Do you have does every group has a rules
no,
official
no.
with
Only
it?
in a
Okay.
major. Only in a major.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you have a score?
A scorekeeper, and usually a person that's there for self-support of some sort. Seriously, they're there to help. So there's 9 people,
Plus the marshals all scattered.
plus the marshals that get yelled at once in a while.
So
And
when you guys make a decisive rule,
All right,
you got a guy saying it went in here. Well, what if he's wrong?
The article that I'm
What if
reading
he's
says
wrong?
the mandate does not go far enough for many players who want to eliminate remote whistleblowers from the equation altogether, as well as do away with penalties for unknowingly signing an erroneous scorecard. Angela Stanford, who is here this week, if you'd like to come watch her play, is top 10 right now as she tees off this morning, says, I don't feel like this is going to help. Said Angela Stanford, it looks like the USGA and RNA are making an effort, but I wish they would have just addressed the big question everyone is asking. Why allow people to call in at all? Or if you're going to let people call in, why can't you stop it at the end of the day? If nothing happens or nothing has been decided by the end of the day, then it's done. Once a day is gone, it's done. In my opinion, she said, it means you want this to continue.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if they want the press or the controversy, but
It's a good point. Why, Joel, would they want it to continue? Why do you want this? This doesn't serve anyone.
Doesn't bring new
Even the
golf.
fans, other than the person who called in, who may want his or her 5 minutes of fame
That's what
for,
I'm trying to
for
get at.
affecting someone's life.
So they want to, maybe they can check their demographics that way.
Because none of us that are, and I don't speak for anyone, none of us that are watching golf on television on any of the tours are rooting for anything like this. This is not a car wreck. This is not a punch in the
How many
nose
times-
and blood everywhere.
Okay, let's
This
give it
is
a
car wreck.
Let's go here. How about Dez?
okay.
A few years ago, we know that was a catch.
Okay.
We know it was. Everybody in the world knows it was a catch.
Okay.
We got screwed.
Right.
I mean, obviously we're Cowboy fans, or at least I am, and we
talking-
got hosed. We know how. That's obviously a catch. We can't do anything about it.
My question is, where do you draw the line? That's
draw the line,
my
but don't
question.
answer the phone.
This is a
Or email.
foot-long putt,
You don't answer the phone.
and the ball got moved a half an inch. So obviously she was not
Sorry.
trying to affect anything. But you do know, and whether you want to talk about it or not, I know because I play with plenty of good amateur golfers, the ball gets moved around. And this is the most sacred of all sacred games in terms of its rules and the way the rules
I
are
don't think
employed, and you play them where they lay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Rub
Put
of
it
the
this
green,
way. I'll put it this way. I will not play. I'm not such an egomaniac. In fact, I don't have an ego, I don't think. Maybe I have a little one.
Not much.
And I will not play with a person that will move the ball around. I won't do it.
Okay,
That's the
so
last round I'll play with.
it does matter to you.
It matters a lot to me.
Okay.
I won't do it. I won't talk to them. I mean, I'll be not absolutely. But if I see them moving it wrong,
So is there a line for you? He moved it an inch to the right?
well, I just won't talk to him anymore. I had to get out of a deal one time when I was younger, and I had a lawyer. I was kind of interviewing him, I guess, and he marked his ball to the side.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, so the next hole he marks it to the left side with a left to right break. And I went, okay, so the next time he's good enough player to figure that out.
He's taking
I
an
get back
advantage.
to the room. My wife goes, well, are we going to hire him? I said, no, we're not going to hire him. She goes, why? I said, he's a golf.
Okay.
She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, he's
So
she goes,
it's
oh,
not-
come on, really? I go, yeah, if he'll do that, imagine what he'll do to us.
So it sounds like as the casual fan and somewhat of a okay hack, would the fix have just been no more? You can't call in, text or email or anything.
Can't. Done.
And
Over.
when the rules official in the group agree that you corrected whatever penalty
Over with.
or drop,
I.e. Dustin
It's
Johnson
done.
at the Open last
because
year.
if that would have been in place, she would only have been assessed, what 2 strokes?
2 strokes.
And she would have still won.
Yes.
And
Should've
this
won
wouldn't
by
even have
2.
been an issue.
Yes.
She would have won by 2. But the fact is, nobody saw it until the next day on the 12th hole.
So
That
it
means
should have been gone. She didn't.
Goofball had 12 hours.
Yeah.
Look at it on TV.
But she signed a card that she thought was right. The
Well, he
witness.
did.
You're being
the
a little hard on
witnesses-
the goofballs. I think a lot of goofballs are listening to our show.
Well,
Let's
that's
don't hurt
fine, but I
everyone's
guarantee
feelings.
you they don't call in.
22-year-old Lexi Thompson is a 7-time
Don't
winner
call
on the
in to me.
tour and is going to have an amazing career. She stood up
she
in front
is.
of us this week, and congratulations
Good
to
for
her.
her.
We were rooting for her every week.
imagine having to do that?
In this particular case, there was certainly no attempt to gain an advantage or subvert the rules. This is the Hozel Rocket talking golf and all kinds of other stuff mixed in. We come back from crappy to happy. You're about to go out and play golf today, and good for you.
feisty today, aren't I?
Set your expectations
Sunday.
properly.
Yeah, Sunday
You're
attitude.
not going to shoot a great score today, so go have some fun. If liquor needs to be involved, do what you need to do. When we come back, the Hozel Rocket on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial.
You can have
And good morning. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hozel Rocket, your golf radio show every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. We appreciate you listening this morning. It's a little bit cold and blustery. High today is going to be about 65, so if you are getting dressed and getting ready to go to the golf course, dress warmly enough. If you're as old as Joel and I, then dress real warmly, because it's just harder to get warm and stay warm on the golf course. Not going to be an easy day. This segment will be involving from crappy to happy, which we're going to do our best to try and make your game a little bit better and make golf a little bit more fun for you. Wrapping up the Lexi Thompson conversation. She is out here today. If you want to look,
if I can remember what we're talking about. So
Americans:
it's so old.
Christy Kerr, Stacy Lewis, Jessica Korda, Angela Stanford, Michelle Wee, Annie Park, with Joel Edwards on the bag. So if you want to come out and watch a hot group, American Annie Park,
Good
right,
save,
from
good
New
save.
York, went to USC, has our man Joel Edwards, 16-year PGA Tour veteran and winner on the PGA Tour. She's got Joel Edwards on her bag. You want to talk about some autographs to be had, some good golf to be
yeah.
played? Now, don't play this down. I'm telling you, it's a huge advantage for her. How many times have you screwed her over?
Once.
Once. Okay, and what happened?
Well, I talked her into a
One bunker on this golf
Yeah,
course
there's
the
one
ball
bunker you
plugs
don't
in.
hit into.
One!
Yeah, when you come out and play this golf course,
Uh-huh.
there's one bunker you don't.
Which
hit
one
into.
did you not hit in, Joel?
In front of the bunker on 6. You
Uh-huh.
just don't hit. It's the worst bunker in the history of America.
You misclubbed her?
I found $40. Remember when I raked
Oh,
it?
that's right, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that was a good bunker. I was with you that day.
$40 that day.
Steve,
Yeah, well, that also tells you
our
how bad that
American
bunker
serviceman and hero, Steve Winningham, out here
Yeah.
beating everybody's butt one day and happened to hit a ball into that
Right where
bunker.
Amy hit it. Amy
Nipped
hit
it beautifully, got up and down, and as he's raking, because you're supposed to rake, he rakes across 220s.
Two crisp
Yeah.
$20 bills
Nice.
buried in the sand.
Yeah.
Was a good fried egg on that one.
And Steve, being Steve, says, I'm not keeping this. I'm turning it in. It's probably a caddy or somebody else. I'm like, dude,
Wasn't mine. I got there. I didn't have it when I got there. I didn't need one.
America loves Steve Winningham. All right, so what'd you do? You handed, she
Well,
gave her the wrong number? You
No,
can't
we got
add?
the right
What is
number.
it?
We got the right number. It was blowing down Annie. Annie hits a real high ball
Uh-huh.
when she wants to.
Uh-huh.
And she flies it, like 170 in the air from straight up wind. I mean, I figured she could carry that bunker. And she'd have I know she hits it so straight, it doesn't matter. And she had it right on line and buried underneath the lip. And she didn't say a word, and she buried it right where you're supposed to, because every bunker, every shot on that hole going there is going to bury. Even if you roll it in, it's going to bury. It's a terrible bunker. It's not nobody's fault. It's just the way it is. And you can put less sand in it or more, so it doesn't matter. It's just the way it's designed. It's a tough bunker. And so I don't even like being in there when I'm playing. So if I do, I roll it in. And which means you get a horrible shot. And so
hit that bunker
she
in
got
your
on the
life
green
either.
and 3 tapped it, and made double. And this is what I guess where
Yeah,
you guys
this
are trying to
is
get
part,
me to go
this
to.
is part of From the Crappy to Happy lesson book. What happened?
So
she gets a bad number from her caddy. She
no,
buries
she got a good
She
number.
buries it in the face. Her caddy screwed her over. She hacks it out on the green and then 3 bangs it
Three
from there.
taps it,
3
yeah.
wiggles.
Mhm.
So she makes 5.
Right.
What'd she do after that?
Well, she handed me the putter, and
How'd she hand it to you?
no, it's very nice.
Sphincterally?
No, she handled it very nice. And so Steve, our Navy SEAL, who's used to teamwork, and texted me early in the morning and said, if she gets in trouble, make sure, guys in combat sometimes they freeze up, and you start talking about something they love, like their dog is.
Steve
kid,
has a
or-
method.
Yeah, and so talking about their dog
He's a
as
people
kid.
person.
Yeah, and all this other stuff. Get them to think about it and all this stuff. So I take it to heart, and I'm sitting there walking to the next tee, and I ask Annie, I said, did you have a dog growing up? And she goes, no, I didn't have a
No
dog.
damn dog. Get
So I
away
got-
from me.
But you got hot right after that, and you crushed the back.
But
and
it was
you did
really
great.
funny. She just kind of looked at me, no, I didn't have a dog.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's enough talking.
Yeah, I said, good job there,
And
Steve.
you made par.
But how did she
after
handle?
that, all
How
the
did
way
she
in.
play from that? point?
Phenomenal.
And made the cut.
Yeah.
The second
well,
cut.
she was
What-
going to be fine anyway.
Could you? Was there a little red ass? Was
No, not at all.
you were impressed with her?
Absolutely, still am. She's
Something for all of us to learn.
So you
Because
did-
I'll tell you what, I'll drag around a bad break for a couple of holes. I just will. Plugged underneath the lip, thought I had the right club, hit it perfect. You can stand out there and hit it perfect.
It only happens
Act-
to me.
Yeah, how can that happen to a nice guy like me? That's exactly right. Shoulder
I just want to
slumped.
know, do you do what the rest of us? When I look at you, how do you hit out of that? You just give me my club and go, good luck.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You tell him,
All right.
Sorry about that.
Actually, if you're in the bunker, and
Sorry
you're
about that.
buried,
Good luck.
buried uphill, I want you to hood the face.
I know.
Okay,
I'm
well,
with you. The
I'm
plug.
talking about
hood the face back in your stance.
Hozel
a little
Rocket
bit.
fans.
Back,
yeah,
in, back in your stance.
Back in your stance.
Yep.
You hood the face.
Yep.
Don't open it. Hood the face.
Yep.
And jab at it. It'll chop out.
Hard as,
believe me.
and hard.
Hard. Yeah.
The one thing that's going to happen, right? Am I right? It's going to run.
It's gonna run. It's gonna have no spin
If you're
on it.
short-sighted, you're in deep.
And you just might find $40 when you go to rake it.
And you might find $40, no doubt. All right, from crappy to happy is the segment right here, trying to make golf a little bit more fun for you. Our caddy and 16-year PGA Tour veteran Joel Edwards probably is responsible for Annie Park not being in first place at this point, but she's going to fight through that today. If you want
That
to
is so
watch her,
true. That is so
she
true.
tees off at 11:40 out here at Las Colinas Country Club. There are a lot of Americans on the board, a lot of really good players. We were fortunate enough to play in the Pro-Am, Steve and I were, and my son Jake on Wednesday. It was a great experience. I played in Pro-Ams before, but I'd never stood up on a tee with 50 people around me in an event like this, and then they announced our player. Paula Retto was our
Awesome.
player. She was awesome. Her caddy was just so awesome. She is from South Africa. She was so fun with us, helpful, a wonderful golfer. The golf club is on plane and goes straight every damn time she hits it. It's really not that much fun to
And I
watch.
think she made the cut.
But she got up there. They announced her name, and so I'm going to hit next. And I walked over to the lady and I said, "You didn't ask me. Do you need any? I'm about 6'5".
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I got 5 kids. Played a little bit at Kansas State. You need some, for the introduction." And she looks at me. She goes, "Tee it up." So I didn't really realize that I wasn't getting the official introduction as well. And I was somewhat disappointed. And then, so we played with her on the front nine. We played with Xu Lin on the back nine from China. Paula did make the cut. Xu did not make the cut this week. Xu's caddy was a hoot. Marty, M-A-R-D-I, from England, was so much fun. And the experience for us, if you ever get an opportunity to play in a pro-am, someone asks you if they'll buy your way in, if you get it, just do it. Whether you're a good golfer or a bad golfer, everything in between, because the experience and what these people do to put their round together and to play golf is amazing. And what the caddies do for them, sitting there, it's 122 to here, plus 12, plus 14 is 178. It's when I went strongly downwind, wind quarter from the right, 5 miles an hour, and boom, it's like calculators.
They do that, really?
Oh my God! And I know you know they do it.
Did
So
you ever do
I'm
that?
not talking to you. Volunteers of America, Texas Shootout. All right, so set your expectations on a day like today. For the regular golfer.
Well, if it's blowing hard and it's cool and you can't have a whole lot of expectations because everybody's going to have the same. You got to go out there with you got to trick yourself because a lot of them aren't going to want to play.
Right.
And they go, oh my God, it's freezing, it's windy, it's cold.
So if you're a money person or playing in a 50-cent Nassau game, remember, if you've got the fortitude, a lot of people around you are going to quit.
They don't want to play.
They're going to they may not literally
let's go inside
quit.
and drink. Let's
That's
go
right.
inside and smoke.
They may not literally quit, but they'll quit. It's excuse day.
Yeah. And the
It's
teams,
hot, it's
we call
cold, it's wet.
Everybody wants to be a frogman on Sunday.
That's
Yes.
right. That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
When it's
So
cold
set-
and nasty, you can't find nobody.
So set your expectations as it goes, right?
You wanna be
23 to
frogman.
30 mile an hour wind. Set your expectations properly.
It's gonna be tough, and everybody's gonna be playing the same thing. And it just because you got to set your plan ahead of time, know that the holes where I can come in. She won't ask me, but your first 4 or 5 are real gettable, and then 6 through 9 are just hold on for dear life.
Yes.
And it's just going to be longer holes, and you just got to just accept at it and find out where the pins are and say, okay, where can I, if I hit a good tee shot, maybe I can do this. But the back 9 is actually going to play a lot harder than it has been for these girls. This next 4, 5, 6 hours, it's going to be really a lot different. And the reason why is because the wind's completely changed. 10 they can get to anyway. All these, Andy hit it in 2 yesterday, driver 3 wood. I'm sitting there going.
That's
I
pretty-
do that about once a week.
Yeah, that's
And,
pretty long.
That's. Well, I
Did that
do.
win?
I mean, but I mean,
Tiger Woods game?
yeah, and it's amazing. But today, it's down out of the left, so it's probably going to get there with an iron, but you can't stop it. So it's 11's going to be downwind, and you can't stop that green, even though it slopes towards you. There's a lot of stuff that maybe some of the knowledge I have, we put all of it together, you can get a quarter and get on the subway.
So
But-
now that you're caddying instead of playing,
Mhm.
how important is that communication? Because you've traveled and picked a local caddy. So kind of like Andy did.
Yeah.
How big is that by
Well, I've never
when you
had
play?
me.
Would you have won?
You're 2 and 1.
Would you have won more or less if you had you?
Oh, I only won once.
All right. Would you have done better?
I
or
won
worse
twice.
if you only?
I won like 10 times around the world, but nobody wants to talk about that except me.
We
I do.
Yeah.
So,
You need to talk about it.
Yeah, I won a lot around the world, but not in Mexico.
So Joe Edwards
And
on the bag.
No, I wouldn't have won because I'm too temperamental. I'm too hard on myself. So I'm nice to everybody except me.
Yeah. You need to work on that.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't matter. I'm 55.
So you're not gonna do like Stevie and stand up and yell at Annie and tell her that you're hitting
I'm
her
not
off
going to
top?
yell at her. She can whoop my butt. She's a tall girl.
You need to
she's
come
got
out-
some fire in her. She doesn't have a dog.
You really do.
She
do
didn't
need
have
to
a
come
dog
out
growing
today.
up. You think she's
The
nice?
Volunteers of America Texas Shootout is right here in Irving at Las Colinas
She's got
Country
a
Club,
dog.
one of the premier country clubs in this
Wouldn't be
town. Run beautifully. The golf course is in perfect shape. Greens are wonderful. If you ever get a chance to come out here, today's your day. I got tickets for you. 855-787-1033. We've given away about half of our tickets. We got some tickets left. You can have 4 tickets if you want them. Call Saad Yusuf, who is taking care of us back at the mother station at ESPN. Blake Jones is taking care of us here on site at Las Colinas Country Club. But give us a call. We will put tickets at will call for you. If you'd like to come out, bring the family. Las Colinas Country Club is a special place. Club Core is part of the ownership, or is the ownership that controls all this. There are 13 other courses that come with a Club Core membership. This is the place to be, and it's always an honor for us to be here as well. Joel Edwards sitting here with Steve Winningham, talking for a couple of more minutes. Okay, so they have to manage their expectations. What else on a windy, cold, crappy day? What else? One more thing. Booze?
Green light special?
No.
Not booze.
Booze is
jacket.
like when you fly.
Oh.
If you're drunk when you're flying,
All
it
right.
only gets worse. You're in it. It really does. I mean, everything's, I'm gonna get drunk because I don't like flying, and they're more scared than they ever were.
Right.
So it's like, no, that's not gonna help you. And people think when I get drunk, I play better. No, you don't. You're just relaxed. I mean, if they got to get drunk to play good golf, then for crying out loud, you're not that good.
Well, I
Or talk about it
I
all.
have a father who's clearly a better
Hey,
golfer
but
when he
I'm just-
edges off a little bit. I will tell you that.
I understand.
Yes.
The edges up.
But
I will
I'm from
tell
the
you
old
that.
school.
I recommend the little small bottles of
I
vodka
mean,
in
if you're
his
cold,
bag.
I
That's all I'm
understand
telling
that.
you.
But these girls aren't going to do that, and you can't do that
No.
when you play the tour.
No.
So, well, you're not supposed to. But not that I know anything.
The little flash somewhere.
Yeah.
You know plenty.
Well, I would never say anything.
Last tip for the average golfer.
Just stay within don't swing outside your feet. And what I mean by that, you're going, what does that mean? In other words, don't swing so hard.
Certainly going, what does that mean?
Okay, well, if you swing outside your feet, you're going to swing off line.
So you're swaying a little bit, you're trying to gain a little bit more thrust.
When it's windy and cold, you should swing easier.
Okay, take more clubs.
Absolutely. I don't care if it's downward, just swing smoother because your muscles are going to tighten up. It's just the way it is. And you cannot, that's why I have if it's windy and cold, or just windy in general, you should swing easier.
I'm glad you explained that, because when you first said it, I'm like, I didn't know if you knew a golf swing, because it kind of goes around your feet.
Yeah, I
Not
know.
within your feet. So I'm glad
Well,
you
see,
explained
that's
it.
where my expertise and my intellect comes
I
in.
am so glad.
Is that when you stand up over a golf ball, yes, you're on your feet.
Yep.
And you swing around your feet.
And the
Exactly.
club goes. So when
The
you say
club
keep
goes-
it inside my feet,
Right.
you kind of confused me. I thought we were
Your
putting for
weight.
18 holes.
Let me get this, your weight. In your case, your head. So when you're turning, and if you go outside your feet with your weight, trying to get power, you're going to get in front of it or hit it fat. If you stay within your feet, by the way, that's the way I swing all the time anyway.
You do.
I don't swing outside my feet.
I don't think he's saying this very well. Outside your feet sounds to me like you're leaving your body.
I think
what you're
sway.
saying is the outside parts of your feet. A little
Sway.
sway.
Yeah, like
Okay.
sway. See? It sounded like he was talking
I'm
about
just
putting for 18
listening,
holes.
and there are people getting ready to get out of the car right now and go put their
Is
spikes
this
on.
ghost or something?
So,
Like
like,
I'm
keep it in
swinging
my
outside
feet.
my feet?
That's what
Like,
you
give
said.
me the penny,
You
go to the
said
door.
outside my feet. That's what you said.
Just take it back.
This
and
is
don't
it.
swing out.
From crappy to happy, and our goal today has been to make you crappier. If you're going out to play
Last
golf
segment
today,
confused you.
enjoy yourself. We appreciate
that.
you listening to the Hozel Rocket very much. Joel Edwards, Steve Winningham, and Brady Tinker will be back with you next Sunday morning. If you would like to meet us, and I'm not positive that you want to, but we will be here at Las Colinas Country Club today for a good portion of the rest of the day. Joel will be on the bag. Come out and watch him with Annie Park. And we will also be at the Byron Nelson tournament, and we will be at the Colonial as well.
Come by and say hi.
There we
I'll
will
make
be
sure you
giving
get
away
ejected.
T-shirts, koozies, all kinds of free goods. You might even win our golf cart because the Hozel Rocket
No,
all
there's
over.
no way I'm giving
Come
that away.
find it. But we appreciate you listening. For Joel Edwards, for Steve Winningham, Mark Brady Tinker. See you next week at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning with the Hozel Rocket right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial.
Yeah, you like to do it.
Now there's a lady with taste right there.
I know.
Outside your
I
feet.
knew what
Swinging
you were talking about,
outside
but I'm
your
like,
feet.
Someone right
My